What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Dat Talk Podcast. I go by the name of Bacon. I got my co-host with me.
Business as usual, baby. Business as usual. You feel me? The Lakers ain't got their life right. I called Jeannie Bus, right? Me and her had a long conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel me? They got their life right. I would have hit up LeBron, but he don't be answering my DMs. I don't be understanding. But like, he should answer me. You know, he texted the team talking about it's a must-win game. He could have texted me back. I don't see why he can't answer me. I'm part of the coaching staff, damn it.
Nah, but the Lakers are 3-1. They was able to win a nail biter. That game could have went either way. Shout out to the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, but most importantly, KCP, who damn near probably won the game for him. No, don't get me wrong. LeBron did hit the go-ahead shot that got the Lakers the lead, and then the Lakers never gave the lead back up in the last 5 minutes of that game. But KCP is coming to his own. I'm going to say, I'm going to go on record right now.
Oh, this hey, hold on, wait. America, this is big.
This is huge.
Listen, America.
All right.
He hardly ever. He's giving credit. He hardly ever has like made it a formal credit announcement. So go ahead, baby.
I want to give credit to my man KCP and the other guys that play on the Lakers team because the others have been balling. Rondo is a vet. He's been balling. KCP, man, he's hit big shots in big moments of this final. So I definitely got to give that man props. Even Danny Green's been doing his thing. And Caruso, I said he's been doing his thing for a degree, okay?
He's been showing up in a jersey, participating in the finals.
All right, he had a small low 10, but he's doing his thing. Caruso is man, it ain't even about scoring. It's just his ability to play defense and play with tenacity, like to just give you balls in. Now, let me take that back. Time out. To give you all the way, like 120% energy when he's on the floor. Yeah, that was that. That went left. That went left. Quick, but to give you 120% on the floor, playing great defense, and accepting that challenge, and it starts with the top. Now, don't get me wrong, LeBron James hasn't been perfect in these finals. He's had some off games, especially in Game 3, but his mindset of come on, y'all, like I respect his mindset, even though sometimes it can be a little bit over the top and a little bit dramatic on the end where he's demanding like, yo, we can't let up. We can't allow this team like the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler, who went for a 40-point triple-double, to get any kind of confidence. You can't do that. And so, like you said, he texted the team and said, hey, after a nap, you know what I'm saying? And he's on a Wheaties box commercial or whatever. And he's like, this is a must win. Like, I woke up with an epiphany. Let me put on my Black Mamba shirt and let me get in my Black Mamba vibe. He didn't come out and play like Black Mamba in the first half, but he came out and went on a tangent. He went on a tear, scoring damn near 20 points in the second half. He just went on a tear. And 10 for 12. They get on this man about the free throw line. 10, 4, 12, when it matters the most.
He went He actually went 7 for 7 in the fourth quarter. Like, I feel like the 10 for 12 is good.
Yeah.
But 7 for 7 in the fourth quarter, to me, is big. I just think, like, the more I watch him shoot free throws, the more I just feel like it's always about the first one. When you look at him, because I'm real analytical, when he misses the first one, he don't shoot the second one with the confidence. But when he makes that first one, that second one, he shoot with more confidence. Even if he miss it, it's just shot with more confidence.
Yeah.
And so I think he has to get into that mode like regular free throw shooters that they're always all going to go in.
Yeah.
I think a lot of his free throw woes become his own self-doubt. And he got to eliminate that self-doubt, bro. It's just just you on the ball at the free throw line.
Facts. I definitely agree with that.
So that's what I think. But that's what I'm saying. He got it rolling. It felt good. I wouldn't even say it's a problem, and it's not a problem with LeBron. I think he hit a couple of threes.
Yes, he did.
But you know this, those are not good shots.
Yeah, some of them shots was just, those are the Steph Currys, the Dame Lillards that be like, yeah, I can do that too. It's those shots. Yeah,
and it's like, I get it because that's kind of what the defense was giving you.
Right.
But on the surface, I don't want LeBron taking 35-foot threes. Like I don't, because I feel like he's better than that.
Right.
He can get a little closer. You feel me? Because he's taking those and he's knocked those down. But the 35-foot ones that he was selling them for because Jimmy was going underneath the screen and kind of like giving him that, I feel like he don't need to settle for that. And the only way you offset that is by allowing them to set the screen lower so you're a lot closer.
Yeah.
Don't ask for a super high pick and roll was forcing you to do that. So, like I said, I mean, you made a point that overall, when you look at LeBron in the finals, it's like these big time expectations of him because his numbers in the finals have been like crazy at times.
It's been crazy.
He's had crazy finals numbers. And right now, he's not necessarily having crazy finals numbers. He's having more just regular LeBron numbers.
Right.
And I think what's hurting him is the turnovers.
Yeah.
I think that's what's putting more of a damper on what we would see as a monstrous game. Because in game 2, he had 10 assists, 0 turnovers, and also went for 30. So when you looked at him and AD in game 2, you're like, damn, this is nasty.
Mm-hmm.
But in game 3, he had 25, 10, and 8, but 8 turnovers. Mm-hmm. So his stat line was wonderful. But those 8 turnovers are 8 possessions that we don't necessarily know how they could have went. Was it a momentum killer? Did the Heat score off of them? Along with AD, he had 15, 3, and 5, and 5 turnovers. Mm-hmm. So between your 2 best players, 13 turnovers?
Yeah, that was unacceptable.
That's unacceptable. And so heading into this game, first half, he had 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you got 5 turnovers, 8 points, 5 assists. That's not going to be good enough. Second half, he turned it up. I think he only had 1 turnover in the second half, if I'm not mistaken. And he played better. He was able to get into the rhythm. When he's not turning the ball over, he's into a rhythm. He gets the team into the rhythm. They're more locked in because me and you both know, man, turnovers are demoralizing.
Oh, yeah, they hurt. They hurt.
They hurt. And so, the Lakers did a better job in the second half of not turning the ball over, which helped propel them to a win. But like I said, me and my boy Ryan, shout out to my boy Ryan, we had a conversation last night. And we feel Dwight Howard should play more. What you think? I'm gonna tell you why after you go. But
I think he could play more, but I feel like Morris has been even though he's downsizing, he's been providing offensive points for them. He had 19 in game 3, even though they lost, and he had another 15 points or 16 points in game 4, and so. And he can spread the floor. They're trying to downsize like Miami doing to be able to spread the floor more. I think Dwight Howard should play a little bit more to help with the inside defensive presence. I think when Bam is on the floor, Dwight should be on the floor because they can guard each other. And if you need AD to get a rest and LeBron can stick Jimmy Butler, we know Jimmy Butler is a great player, but he still got holes in his game. He don't believe in his jump shot, and he only can go one way. So when you take away his best way, he struggles, and he looks for his teammates. And so he's not a hard cover if you put body on him. That's all you need is to be able to match his strength with your strength, and they'll be okay. So I think they should put Dwight when Bam is on, but I just think Vogel is like, we're going to go small. We're going to go small. We're going to force them to try to get out of that zone because if Dwight's in that zone and if let's say he can't get inside and he's not getting inside buckets, what good is he going to do? You know what I mean? I know he can help with the screens. He can set better screens, more stronger screens, but he can't shoot. You know what I'm saying? And so it's one of those tick for tacks. He can be on the floor. He played 12 minutes. He was on the floor. He didn't have no points, but he had 5 rebounds, though.
But I just look at it like this. I feel like what you said was perfect. With Bam on the floor, you're not worried about Bam spacing the floor. Bam's not a perimeter jump shot like guy like that. He's still working on that part of his game.
Right.
Second thing is there's no reason why the Lakers and the Heat should be close in rebounding. I feel like when you're close in rebounding, that helps the Heat cause more than the Laker cause, because the biggest strength of the Lakers is what? All their size. The ADs, JaVale McGee, Bron, Dwight. And I feel like you're playing more into the Heat hands by doing that.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be – we're falling in love like we think we're the Houston Rockets. Let's spread the floor and let's shoot. Like, the Lakers are taking more threes in these 4 games.
Oh, yes, they have.
They just getting them up like we're the Rockets. And to me, it's not a great recipe. You feel me? Like, I don't like this recipe. It has worked and we're winning, but this is not a good recipe by becoming a perimeter-orientated team. And I just think that Vogel has been like, well, Dwight wasn't a big part of our offense through the regular season, so he shouldn't be now. And I think with coaching, especially in the playoffs, it should be series by series. Mm-hmm. What is it going to take to win this series? Not what have you done for me lately, or what have you been doing? What is it going to take for me? And I think Dwight right now, if Dwight averaged 25 to 30 minutes a game, Dwight Howard be averaging 16 and 12.
I think so too.
Because he's going to hustle for at least 10 of those. That's offensive rebounds, whatever the case is. And if you just feed him, I've seen him still score in the post at times when given the opportunity to do what? Score in the post. Because my boy Ryan was saying, have him be the one to come set the screens, because right now Jimmy's going underneath him. So if Jimmy goes underneath, okay, Dwight just ducks, we're going to just throw it down to him. So what Jimmy going to do? He either going to concede the dunk or foul.
Yeah.
Now, Dwight may not make the free throws, but who's getting in foul trouble? Jimmy Butler. Then what they got to do? They either got to switch immediately or they got to start going over, which then works into who's favor? LeBron's favor. Yeah. Now, he really about to start picking y'all apart, because when you're going over, it messes up the defensive rotation behind him. That's what Dwight Howard brings, and it puts, to me, the Heat in a way worse bind, just because you got options. Because if Jimmy doesn't help with Dwight and Dwight kicks it to – and Bron kicks it to Dwight and AD cuts the baseline, there you go. That's a dunk. You know, it's options with Dwight. Instead of doing – you feel me? Instead of doing like, we trying to search and destroy. Like, we trying to find dunk, and we trying to – the Heat are not letting LeBron get those one-on-ones. Like, they're like, no, we're not giving you that. So the Lakers, Vogel have to do, to me, a better job of just adjusting to that instead of trying to, to do that. And that's just kind of how I look at it, from just a pure basketball standpoint. No,
you're 100% right. I feel like the Lakers have not played within themselves to play like Laker basketball, dominate the paint. In the first game, that was Laker basketball. They dominated the paint, and they won by damn near. The game was over. It was up by 30 points. Let's just be honest. And they fell in love with these three-pointers. I mean, you got Rondo jacking it up like he Tyler Hero. You got KCP jacking it up. Morris getting this. Bro, I was talking to my boy. I said, man, Morris should not have more shot attempts than LeBron James and Anthony Davis combined. Like, come on now. There's got to be – that can't happen. Like, I don't care if he's a good asset for the team. He should never have more shot attempts than your superstars, okay? So it's just taking them out of their element and making these games closer than they have to be. I think they're better off with Rondo at the point. You got AD down low in the post. They're going to double AD. They're not going to play him head up. They're going to double AD. You have LeBron in the dunker spot. So whenever they double, LeBron comes over. They can't stop both of them. So they got to pick and choose. Either you're going to double AD, let LeBron eat up, or you're going to play AD one-on-one, and he's going to tear you up down low. So if Lakers play in that realm, and then when they start wanting to kick it out for threes and get their three-point shooters open, then it's a blowout again. Game 5 is not even close. You got another blowout. You go home. You get your 4th ring. You go back to out of the bubble, go enjoy yourself, and whatever the case may be. And I just feel like the Lakers are making this series harder than it has to be by playing downsizing to the Miami Heat, giving them a chance. They're too afraid of these three-pointers. Man, hey, if you make a contested three, fine by me. God dang it. But it's only three people that's going to shoot. Kelly, Robinson, and Hero.
And usually all 3 of them is never on the court at the same time.
Exactly. And so
you only worried about 2 at a time.
Exactly. And so, like I said, it's a coaching thing, but they're winning right now. We're going to see what's going to happen in Game 5. Is the Lakers going to end it, and they're going to finish with your series, and like you said, 5 time, or will they do what they did in Game 3 and come out flat and allow Miami to stay close? But I think they figured out the formula. They're going to make Jimmy Butler a jump shot and live with the results with the jump shot.
Yeah, they had to start going underneath the screen. I think I was on Twitter. And I made the suggestion heading into Game 4. Just go underneath the screen. You go underneath the screen, Jimmy Butler's going to have to he's just going to have to just knock that down. And if he's knocking it down, you shake that man's hand and say, hey. And that's what because to me, that's what they did. They started doing to LeBron. They said, LeBron, if you're going to knock this down, what else can we do? That's what the Spurs did to LeBron. Both times they played. That's what other teams did. That's what other teams have tried to do at times against LeBron. Go underneath the pick and roll, make him a jump shooter, and live with the results. And you're supposed to do that to Jimmy Butler because they don't have nobody else that can create. No. They don't have nobody. No Dragic means they lack an extra creator. So that means he's going to have the ball. There's no reason to switch the screen. It was a few times Jimmy got buckets because it was just mental lapses defensively. Yeah. Like, I can look at LeBron and say, you at fault, and I can look at the other person and say, you at fault too. Because, I know the game plan. Yeah. So somebody needs to be talking to make sure we don't have a defensive mishap. Yeah. So, you feel me? I just think as long as they defensively, if they do what they're supposed to do, they shall be fine. I don't know if people was paying attention, but Rondo, when he was guarding Duncan Robinson in the 4th quarter, lined up behind him, like to the side of him. So when he's coming off screens, you just chasing his hip. Sometimes people try to face guard, and that's how you get yourself caught up for screens and then flare screens. Rondo said, nah, I'm going to line up to his hip. I'm going to force Duncan Robinson just to cut and go make layups, but you're not getting no threes. Yeah. And I think that was just a savvy bet thing that, most players do have and don't have.
Facts. So moving right along before we get into this football and talk about the whole COVID thing, we got to talk about it, man. Who you got as winning the NBA Finals MVP? You think Anthony Davis is still in the running, or you think it's LeBron James all the way?
Oh, it's going to be LeBron. And that's just because of how Game 3 went. Even though LeBron had the 8 turnovers, he still matched his numbers. AD had just a big bucket in his last game, but LeBron's numbers I think are going to give it to him. After the first 2 games, it was neck and neck. Yeah, and then basically you just got to kind of play it even after that. But LeBron's Game 3 to me, even in the loss, is what gave him the Finals MVP. So.
Got you. I know the Finals is not over, but I would just say this year, out of most years, I've seen LeBron, when he played with other superstars, he's kind of like waited for them to get going and then got himself going. But this Finals, man, he's been pressing the issue, and I think that's why he's getting a lot of these turnovers, because he's like, yo, if y'all ain't going to do it, I'm going to go out fighting, go out playing crazy at times, turning the ball over. But he has been just saying, hey, I'm going to take the initiative. I'm going to do what I can to put the team on my shoulders. And what I do respect about Anthony Davis, because when you know you have the caliber to be a superstar too, and you tell your other superstar and you say, look, man, I'm going to take Jimmy Butler. You already got enough on your plate. I'm going to lower that. That shows maturity. That shows team chemistry. that allows LeBron to know he got somebody that has his back. You know, it's rare for another superstar because, you know, some superstars, they're like, I'm in the finals too. I want to get my numbers. I want to do my thing too. Like, I'm just as good as you. But to tell your player, you know, that you rock with and your other buddy to say, look, man, we rocking with you. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to lead it on the defensive end. I'm going to set the tone defensively. And you do what you got to do because you already got enough on your plate. Rebounding, assists, getting the team going, team morale, all that good stuff. It's a lot of that comes with a lot of pressure that people don't really understand. And we always get on and we ain't gonna get on too much, but we talk about KD and all these other superstars. They went on these teams and they couldn't do it with the other teams. They went on great teams to alleviate some of that pressure. You get what I'm saying? And so it's a lot of pressure coming to be superstar. Only some of the greats can deal with that pressure, and it takes a real man like Anthony Davis to say, you know what, Bron? Hey, I got your back. I really got your back. And I think that's why, you know, they're not jealous of each other. They expect more out of each other. No, I really do.
I was just saying that just goes back into what LeBron was saying in reference to Kyrie Irving's comments. And, you know, because we didn't get a chance to touch on that, but I feel like Kyrie Irving's comments was just a big slapping in the face.
Yeah.
And I feel like the fact that he's backpedaling makes it even more of a slap in the face. And the fact that he tried to use Kobe. Like, come on, bro. Don't do that. Because Kobe only got slammed by the media because he had a rape case. And I feel like in a rape case, you're supposed to get slammed by the media. Mm-hmm. And I'm a Kobe fan. But until everything came out, it's like, damn, Kobe, really? You feel me? I had to really go? That's what we doing?
Yeah.
So, you know, but like I told people, I said Kyrie's Irving comments, the way he phrased the comments was bad. Because you can hype up KD without putting LeBron down.
Exactly.
It's simple. All you have to say was, look, down the stretch of my career, I've always felt that I was a solid option. Now, I'm playing with a guy who's down the stretch. He's always felt like he was a solid option. The best part is teams don't know who's going to get the ball. So we about to be killing. And that right there, you gave KD props. You talked about you in the clutch, and you just let teams know, oh, y'all going to have some problems.
Exactly.
Nah, you want to say, every team I've been on, I've always felt I was the best option down the stretch.
And that's
what world? Because the numbers say LeBron James, when he was with Kyrie Irving, took more twos, made more twos, took more threes, made more threes than Kyrie Irving in clutch situations. And you know how I feel about LeBron. So stats say LeBron was better than Kyrie in the clutch.
Yeah. You can't,
the numbers
can't lie, women lie, numbers don't.
That's what the numbers. So how can you say you was the best shooter in all this when the numbers say Bron took more and made more in both twos and threes?
Yeah.
So you can't just knock that man for not shooting. LeBron, we know he's going to make the right play. Is it the play that we always want him to make? No. But he's going to make the right play. And so that's why Kyrie Irving's comments was asinine. And he just keep moving that. And like, I'm a huge Kyrie fan. He went to Duke. But every time he speak, I'm losing a little bit more for him just because it's just like, bro, you can't even be trusted. You told Boston, I'm so happy I'm going to resign. And then what you do? You left.
Exactly. Look, yeah, man. It's not about Kyrie right now. We'll get into him when the offseason so we can talk about ways people can improve their game and things like that. And we focus on each individual superstar in the NBA. But we all knew that was a knock. And he can try to backpedal or not. It is what it is. LeBron and Anthony Davis and the Los Angeles Lakers is on their way to winning another championship for the Los Angeles Lakers. Still not going to be easy. There's still work to be done. And I think LeBron will make sure that they're on the right track moving into Game 4, Game 5, because like he said, he want to make sure ain't gonna be no Game 6 or ain't gonna be no more. Let's get this thing done. He did it with the Nuggets. They did it with Houston. They did it with Portland. And the Heat may be the last team that they did it with, and they'll be the team that only lose 4 games. You know, that's up there. To only lose 4 games in the NBA playoff run is not bad of a deal, or whatever the case may be. So moving on to this football, because we're doing two today for the first time ever. We doing football and hoops on the same day, man. What's up with these COVID cases, man? We got a lot of COVID cases. Gilmore's got it. Your boys at the Raiders got it. Tennessee keep getting it.
Hold on, wait. I don't like how you have the reference. Like, we got a whole bunch of players with it currently. Like, we got one guy. Y'all had a guy. Did I come on the show and be damn, the Falcons got it?
I'm just saying, our guy is able to come back. Your guy just got it. So it's a little bit.
I didn't throw shade at your guy.
No, I'm not throwing. Yes, you did. You said you put him on the COVID list. He was on the COVID list, or whatever the case may be. It is what it is. It's the real. All right. Your guy got it. Gilmore got it. Tennessee keep getting it. And so let's talk about it, man. Is it a time for an uproar and a scare for the NFL?
It's not, but I think the NFL can be ahead of the game by stopping it for a week. I think they stop it for a week, right? Just stop the league real quick. Just this week, we don't play this week. Kind of let all these teams get all these testing and stuff done, because you messing up money for people down the line, right? Because you got to think about it. Gilmore got it. Technically, he didn't get no symptoms because they say you don't start experiencing symptoms till 5 days after. Mm-hmm. Cam got tested and diagnosed Saturday. Gilmore tested negative. All of a sudden, he got a positive test. So they showed a picture with Gilmore and Patrick Mahomes real close talking after the game. Now, as a Raider fan, I wouldn't mind Pat Mahomes being out, baby. Wouldn't mind that at all. But Pat Mahomes has already said, like, since one of his teammates ended up getting it, he's not even been sleeping in the same room with his wife because she's pregnant. And he thinks about that conversation with Gilmore now even deeply. So it's obvious, again, like, there's not nothing we're not taking serious, but the contact tracing of how that COVID's been going on, it's just been very, real figgity. Like, it's here and there. And it's just like, you don't want it to get bad to where we continuously seeing big-time players miss games. And it's just like an injury and all that kind of stuff. But with this, different than an injury, you can kind of halt everything. Everybody get up to date with testing. You got a whole week to contact trace that 5-day period. It's different kind of protocols that I think that it just help out the league going forward. And you ain't got to worry rescheduling. Everybody get an extra bye week. So be it. But would you complain about the NFL being in late February? Hell no.
No, I wouldn't complain. What I do will say, I think the NFL got to drop the hammer. They have to do something in regards when you take it serious. Look, you guys had a chance to opt out, okay? Now, this is a business right now. So if you come to work and you're not taking care of your business outside of work and you bringing it to work, then you can lose pay. You can get fined. You can get not kicked off the team, but you can get fired at some jobs. And so the NFL has to buckle down and say, look, man, hey, if y'all not practicing proper protocol and y'all not doing what y'all supposed to do to prevent this from happening, we're going to start docking pay. Like, we agreed to this. You agreed to continue and play football. So knowing that, you know what your obligations is to make sure you stay COVID-free and you practice protocol or whatever the case may be. Especially like Tennessee Titans, like you said. They practice when they weren't even supposed to be practicing. And they're supposed to be quarantined. So they're not taking it seriously. They're not taking you seriously, Roger Goodell, a.k.a. Roger Goodell. Okay? So it's time for you to put the foot down. If these people, I can understand if people didn't have a choice. People had a choice. People had a choice to opt in. And so I get it. They can suspend the season, but that even takes away money. That even stop revenue for a certain degree. You got to put games on certain days and certain times, and you may not be able to reschedule those games or whatever the case may be. Possibly can. We don't know. But I think the easiest thing is to do is start docking pay. To say, look, hey, if y'all not practice protocol, y'all going to lose money.
Here's my thing right now. With the Titans, I say they get a forfeit Sunday, not a reschedule. I say they forfeit the game. get the Bills a W. Why reschedule? Because it was an outbreak happening. Then y'all got players out here not being more responsible for y'all to test negative for 2 straight days, and then all of a sudden another player pops up with it. I feel like that's just being irresponsible. So the way you, just like a parent, I have to show you how I want things to work.
Right.
So instead of keep playing with y'all, finding y'all, sending more people out, that game won't be played this Sunday, but y'all going to take this hot L.
Oh, yeah. I think that's another way, too.
Yeah, Buffalo, y'all get that W. I know y'all want to play. I know stats. But at the end of the day, the NFL is based off wins and losses.
Exactly.
I got that W. Y'all 4, they'd be 5-0.
5-0.
Y'all basically had a bye, so that helps recoveries and all that kind of stuff. Tennessee just got to take it on the chin. I think hopefully they get it right.
I think that should be the thing. If there's a fine and there's a forfeit. Like there's 2 things. If you're not able to play when you're scheduled to play, there's a fine first. And if you're still not able to play by it's time to play, there's a forfeit. Automatic loss. And for whoever continue to go against protocol, you guys signed up for this. So you can't come at me with the whole, it can happen. No, it shouldn't be happening. You signed up for this. So you know what you signed up for. You know this is a business.
Go home.
Exactly. You can't look again. A lot of people say the NBA had it easy, but still, people could have disobeyed the protocol, and the NBA had things in place when you disobeyed the protocol. You missed games. You didn't play. Like, it was no bull crapping with the money. Now, if y'all want to bull crap and y'all want to act like we ain't taking it seriously, fine. Give me that pocket, give me that bread, and you lose in your next game. So, hey, it's on you now. It's not on us. We put things in place. We got testing for you guys. We making sure you're safe. You have coaches not wearing face masks. You got the NFL is just doing it all the wrong way. And I think it's just a bad look on Americans' game. And NBA is putting a staple. Like, even with the MLB, they had a few outbreaks, but they nipped it in the butt. After those few outbreaks, you didn't hear about no COVID no more, or whatever the case may be. Miami, they're in the playoffs. The same Miami who caught it, the whole damn team caught it, they in there in the damn playoffs right now in MLB. So they took it serious and they did what they're supposed to do. So if you guys don't want to take it, they gotta penalize people if they signed up for these protocols. You signed up to play. You wanted to get a paycheck. So don't be coming at the NFL now. Now it's on you. That's on the players. That's on the team. That's on the ownership. You got to take this thing more seriously because we know it's serious. Like, again, when the president get it, that's when you know this ain't nothing to play with. Or maybe he didn't get it. You never know. I don't know. The way he acting, you don't know if he got it or not.
Hey, he is the first COVID case that I have seen that he was over in 3 days. Said his body the doctor said they ain't never seen a body like his body.
And this man like in there 50, 60 years old.
No, he's 70. Come on now. You gave him 20 years. He's
70 years old and he ain't got no symptoms. Come on, man.
He said his body, he can fight it. The president, Mr. Trump, said, don't let COVID beat you, beat it. Don't be afraid. A real American can catch COVID and get over it.
I think it's a bunch of baloney. I think that I kind of felt like it was a conspiracy because he was losing in the polls. And all of a sudden, the President Trump got COVID. Come on, man. And then you done with it?
I've seen things that say he basically said Biden ain't for the people because he ain't know what the people going through because Biden ain't caught it.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
So Biden has to catch it.
This is the weirdest, bro. If this is politics on politics, how the heck you get over COVID in less than 4 days?
And then say the person you're running against ain't really about that because he ain't caught it yet. Like, you don't know what I've been through. You ain't caught it. You need to catch it to know what we going through as Americans. So that's what you trying to do. You ain't American because you ain't caught COVID.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard, man. And it's crazy because people will believe into it and buy into it. Like, yeah, our president went to the trenches. What? Does it even make sense to you that this man is having the best time of his life? He ain't dealing with he only had 1 or 2 days where it's respiratory. This man is 70-something years old, and he's at the highest risk, and he's good to go. Come on, man.
Yeah, come on. We gotta be better, man.
Come on, man.
We just gotta be better. Because I just can't. That's crazy. The highest of risk, like you said, 70. It's people out here losing fathers, mothers, grandmas, uncles, kids. Some kids have died. Yeah. And he just out here flaunting it around like
big chill.
I caught it. You feel me? He treating it like it's the common cold. Yeah, I had a little cough, but
bruh. I don't know where we're at. And like I said, we get into politics another day as we get closer to the election, but it's just a lot of stuff. You start to realize it's a lot of political schemes and political tactics, and it doesn't seem real. Don't seem like, again, if he did catch and he did get through it, kudos to him. But from what I've seen, people that went through it that's older, it's a living hell. It's a living hell from people I've talked to. I've had students
that was just on the show.
Exactly.
He was down a month. I follow him on Instagram. I follow him on Facebook. We text. My man went through it for a month. So you basically said it's like it's different levels to it, like level 4, like
I don't get it, bro. And this man smokes, drinks. He do the all 9, the whole 2020 or whatever. And you telling me nothing happened? Come on, bro. You had a little fever. That's it. One day and that's it. It just went away because they gave you medicine. Man, I ain't buying in all that. But it is what it is. Let's go on to these games, man. What were some of the games that stood out to you? Yes, my Atlanta Falcons, we are 0-4. We lost. We should be 2-2, but we can't go with the what ifs and could haves. We just ain't good on defense. We can stop the run, but we can't stop nobody on the passing. I mean, you could put a third string receiver out there, and we probably wouldn't be able to cover him. I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. And I know that Arthur Blank don't care about winning because we still got Dan Quinn. We still ain't make no changes. So if they don't care, then why will I care? Why would I even care to the point where I'm getting upset and getting mad when my own owner? He don't give a damn. He don't care. You got Quinn still doing his thing, and we can't cover nobody. Like, our defense is trash. I mean, trash. Talking about we're going to make some defense.
But I think that's what's buying Quinn time, is the fact that y'all have injuries.
We didn't have these. We just start getting these injuries, man. We still been the same damn defense. We still the number 2. Bro, we gave up over 200 and something points in 2 quarters. 2 quarters, not the whole game. I will repeat that. Over 200 points in 2 quarters? You telling me the best time that you can run somebody crazy is in the first half? The second half? Like, I thought that when you're trying to get at a girl, it's going to be a fight, but she giving out the boot. She letting you run the first night, not even in the hour. You last 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes of conversation. You're taking it to the snooty fox. You running her crazy. That's how we getting ran in the first half. I swear you had Aaron Rodgers out there playing freaking like he playing outside, playing catch for people. Just, hey, touchdown. Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? Huh, touchdown. Hey, what's up, man? This dude over there, bro, it was one play. Everybody was open on a 4th and 3. How the hell this man got 4 options on a 4th and 3? You mean you can't take away one? You can't take away one person? You can't take away one on a 4th and 3. You got to you got to take away somebody. Man, Aaron Rodgers had everybody to throw it to on Monday. It was ferocious. It was damn horrific to watch. I couldn't watch it, man. I watched it. I even thought we had a chance, right? It was so crazy when we got a sack. I thought it was 3rd down, but it was actually 2nd down. And then we end up giving them enough time to kick the field goal and make it a 2-possession game. And then Matty Ice, man, I love Matty. I really do. I really do. And this is not to slander Matty. I just think Matty is just like he's putting up the yards. I don't know what he's watching. I'm just going to put it that way. There's players where they're open and he just I don't know. He can't make – we see him right now. He can't make all the throws. He never was a dude that can make all the throws anyway, especially off the run. That was never his strong suit. But he was a like mid-range guy. He never could really throw the deep ball like that accurately if you really paid attention to Matt Ryan. It was more like the middle passes, the 5-yard – not the 5-yard outs, but the intermediate joints. He was an intermediate quarterback. And we're starting to see that even more. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't have no juice. He had – Reedley open for a few touchdowns, didn't hit him. One was big that could at least gave it a one-possession game, and maybe our defense would have did something miraculous, but chances are that we would have lost that game regardless. But I just think that right now we just look bad. And I think it's time for a change. That's why I said Dan Quinn got to go, because we just need something new. But, yeah, my Falcons are on 4. I told you, your Vegas Raiders – they still Oakland. They're showing they're playing like Oakland. The Bills came into y'all crib and ran it like they never left.
Here we go.
They went in there and went crazy on y'all.
You didn't watch the game. Okay, so here we
go. I watched the game. Allen was doing his thing.
Yeah. So Josh Allen had a solid game. I respect Josh Allen. He's a Valley native, so I respect Josh Allen. But if you think about it, Bills came out, went up 14-6.
Yeah.
And then at halftime, it was only 17-13, right? You look at that, you're like, oh, okay, this is interesting. The Raiders get the ball, drive that thing. So they just drove it down the field right before halftime, because that's what we good at. I don't know. Somebody said we have the most slowest 2-minute drill, but it's effective. Mm-hmm. Because if you look at all our games, we have scored a touchdown in the last 2 minutes of every half.
Mm-hmm.
So we put it together. So we score that touchdown. We come out of halftime, we go marching down the field. Right? Boom, 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 boom. We get the 4th and 2. And John Gruden decides to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's not good to me. Me personally, I would rather you go for it, because you're going to be down regardless. You're down if you kick the field goal. You're down if you miss. But going forward keeps that juice with the team flowing. Maybe the defense is a little bit more like amped up, because they're like, well, we got them back against the wall. Like, we need to give them you do certain things to amp up your team. And when you go forward, you show like, yeah, man, we got a little cojones. And I think that call, to me, is what hurt and cost us the game. Now, you fast forward a little bit, Waller fumbling, you can't have that.
Yeah.
And that was a great play by Josh Norman. Great veteran play by Josh Norman.
Mm-hmm.
Waller fumbling, you can't have that. Still, we not out the game yet. We still not out the game. Next possession, Carr fumbles, can't have that. Can't have that at all. But again, we're still not out the game. The thing that hurts me, and again, I never try to make it about the refs. That's not me, because I understand it's football. But Josh Jacobs' penalty that became offsetting penalties was a backbreaker, because we were driving down the field trying to score. We still had all 3 timeouts. So if we score, we stop them. It's a 1-possession game still. At that time, it was still a 2-possession game. Josh Jacobs catches a little Texas route, catches it, jukes the dude, put his head down to try to get the first down. They call him for unsportsmanlike conduct. Meanwhile, we had a roughing the passer. Mm-hmm. So a play that went for 12 yards that could have had 15 attached, right? Who knows what happens, but we don't get it.
But he broke the law. Broke the law. You got to protect the players, and you got to protect the
But bro, I wouldn't even be mad at you, right? You right. But I watched a few hours later, the Niners and Eagles have a game, and Jerick McKinnon did the same exact thing.
You can't do that. That because every rep is different, though.
But that's what I'm saying. Consistency. That's all I'm talking about. Not the call itself, because if that's the call, that's the call. But that needs to be the call in the Raider game. That needs to be the call in the Browns game, the Falcon. It just needs to be the call, not when you want to make the call. It was another situation. I posted it on Twitter. The Bills' offensive lineman was down the field on a drop back pass play. No call. The Raiders ran a behind the scrimmage screen play. They hit us with a lineman downfield. Now, by the letter of the law, Raiders were wrong. I'm not mad at that. But by the letter of the law, the Bills is wrong too. But you didn't call that. So all I'm saying is consistency. Calls is going to be here and there, but just be consistent. So, you know, we took a L. The Bills are a good team, man.
No, they're a solid team. They're a real solid team. They're looking like a problem. But on to these 49ers. I told everybody, and they looked at me crazy because they went 2-0. And they said, oh, yeah.
They technically went 2-1 because they had lost their first one.
Okay. They went 2-1 or whatever the case may be. And everybody said, man, the Niners going to the playoffs. And I said, not so fast, my friend. And it's starting to show with injuries and with people being out. And they're not the same Niners team. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. They're not the same Niner team. And they lost to the Philadelphia winless Eagles. They got beat at home. Not in Philly. They got beat in Frisco. Philly came in there and did their thing and got them boys up out of there. So I'm starting to be on the right side because you got Seattle, who's undefeated, and you got the Rams, who I believe is 3-1 or 4-1 right now.
3-1.
3-1, and you got the Niners, who are 2-2. And I don't think, I'm telling you right now, they're not going to win their division. That's number one. And I don't think they may come up fourth because Arizona already leads in the head-to-head matchup. So if they tie and they end up beating them again, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for the Niners.
I'm gonna still reserve judgment. I feel like they're just now getting healthy on offense with Kittle and Debo coming back. We'll see. I heard Garoppolo practice, so we'll see if he plays. Defensively, they're really banged up. They lost Bosa. They lost Thomas. And then the guy they brought in, Ziggy Ansah, he's out too. Sherm's still out. I think Weatherspoon is still out. So they got some injuries on that defense. So with me, I'm a reserve judgment. They schedule not that tough. So when I'm looking at it, they making damn near back into a situation because they schedule not that tough. We know the NFC East is trash, right?
Oh, yeah,
so we know the
Eagles won.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The Eagles is 1-2-1 and is at the top of that division. Can we really – because we know the Packers is going to win that division because we know we can't trust the damn Bears because Nick Foles, like I told you, folded like a lawn chair when expectations got a little high. Nick Foles –
I said Trubisky's going to get his job back by the end of this year.
You did say it, but I'm just saying – but you also said they probably should have let Trubisky keep the job till later in the season and let Foles finish it instead of bringing him in.
He's not going to make the full season. It's just not going to.
In baseball references, Foles is not the guy you bring in the fifth inning when you take out your starting pitcher.
Mm-mm.
Foles is your eighth, ninth inning guy.
Yeah.
Maybe your extra inning guy.
Yeah.
He ain't the setup pitcher. No, he ain't that guy. He's the closer. Let him close. Not all in between. So, like I said, I'm a reserve judgment on the Niners. That division is tough. Not this Sunday, but the following Sunday, got a big game against the Rams on Sunday night. So that's a huge division game.
I think they'll lose that one, though. With the injuries on defense. Maybe offense, they'd be okay, but it's really defense. And I'm starting to see a theme with a lot of defenses that corners can't cover. And speaking of defenses, we can get into these Cleveland Browns or these Cowboys, I have to say. Right. Because the Cowboys is right along with us. They probably number 3 on the list with the worst defense in the league, goddamn it. And they got all the personnel. They don't got that many injuries.
They missing 2 people, Van Der Esch, and they signed Gerald McCoy who got hurt, but they missing Van Der Esch. But other than that,
they pretty much got everybody on their team. And they can't cover a lick. Seattle, another great offensive team. They defense giving up the draws. I'm starting to think maybe this is what it is right now. Nobody can really
the draws here. This is
giving up the draws. If you throwing that rock, you giving up the draws. You know what I'm saying? You giving up the draws crazy because a lot of secondaries are horrible, but except for one secondary. And I believe when we get to the picks again for this week, I would have won that pick if Cam Newton didn't catch COVID because I told you they know how to play Patrick Mahomes. And that game was so close that it could have went either way. New England could have won that game if the dang Hoyer didn't fumble the ball twice in field goal range. And then Edelman dropped a pass that hit him right in the hands. And I felt Mathis or Tyron, he had the most easiest pick in the world. He was just chilling. He said, "Oh, okay."
He was shocked. Like you saw, you know the reaction. It was like, oh, this is me.
Oh, this is me. Oh, you know how like little kid with candy, you get candy, you try to chase him like, boy, you been giving that goddamn candy, and he like, That's how Tyron was. I mean, I can't even say the man's name right. Tyrann Mathieu. That's how he was when he scored. He was like a kid in a candy store, and he got a pick that just fell into his laps. And I feel like New England would have been a better New England if Cam Newton plays that game. And that game could have been back and forth. I think those teams will meet in the playoffs, and it's going to be a great playoff game.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Bill Belichick is just brilliant. He's a brilliant mind. Brilliant dude. I'll still never forgive him for the tuck rule, but that's another situation, another day. But he's brilliant, man. And I told you, I don't see why people don't mimic what he do. Again, I know talent plays a part. I get that. But schematically, you could at least try. Yeah. Everybody gets so caught up in, like, I'm going to do me. Like, for example, if I'm the Raiders, because the Raiders play the Chiefs head-in, there's no way I try not to mimic what he did at least 85% of my game plan. Whatever my game plan was, I'm looking at the film like, we're going to try some of this. We for sure got to try some. Maybe it don't work.
Right.
But I would at least try some of it. I wouldn't be hard-headed enough to say, no, we're going to do what we do. I'm going to try some of what he does. Because he's the only coach that has Patrick Mahomes flustered. And it always only be for a half. But he's the only one who has him flustered. So I would mimic him. And so
I think the pattern for that to keep Patrick Mahomes, and I think what New England does have is big defensive linemen. And they put pressure on the quarterback to a degree. They're not the fastest because we saw when Pat Mahomes got out of the pocket, he was getting 10 to 12, 20 yards. We know that, okay? And I think that's what the 49ers did for the first half of their game. They had defensive pressure, kept them in a pocket, made it tough for them. So if you are not Oakland, but the Las Vegas Raiders, and you want to beat Pat Mahomes, you got to keep him in a pocket, and you got to make him make tough throws because he's liable to throw some bad balls.
Our D-line ain't getting no damn pressure right now.
I mean, I'm just letting the formula to beat him. That's the formula to make it tough.
I know the formula. But our D-line ain't getting no pressure right now. Man, they couldn't pressure an O-line that was just standing there.
I mean, like I said, when y'all played against teams that y'all should have that was more comparable to y'all teams, y'all did well. The Saints are not as good as people think, and Carolina is really not as good as people think.
They won 2 straight games. Man, put some respect on Teddy Bridgewater and them boys.
Teddy Bridgewater this week, okay? We're going to show y'all how they not that good, okay?
What happens if y'all don't beat Carolina?
All right, God dang it. We don't beat Carolina. We're going on into next week, God dang it. But I'm just letting you know that's when we're going to get a dub because we got that bet going on. Who gonna win first? We going to win first because if Pat Mahomes don't catch COVID, y'all ain't beating Pat Mahomes. And y'all playing in Kansas City?
Yeah, it's going to be a struggle.
Yeah, I don't think y'all going to be – if Pat Mahomes healthy, especially you know how he plays after you have a game when somebody's quote-unquote come in and give him the business, he go and play crazy the following week. So just know he's coming for y'all.
Torching our defense shouldn't be something you get a hand clap for. Everybody we already done said it. This is the year of the draws, okay? And the Raiders is one of them teams that like giving up the draws, especially in the secondary.
I don't understand how, though. Y'all got the personnel. Y'all got the speed. Y'all got the corners.
Eric Harris is not a starting safety in the NFL. He's a relief safety, but he's starting. Chris Middleton gave him all this damn money, and he's a bum right now. We got our boy Kowalski back. Jonathan Abram, he's like a Jonathan Abrams is like Jonathan Adams. He's more of a in the box guy. He can cover some, but he's a thumper. He's the tone setter. He's that kind of guy. Yeah, like he's that guy. And so, Mullen, he's not confident. But the crazy thing is Mullen is, because I do my research, Mullen as a press corner is the fifth highest graded corner in NFL. But the Raiders choose not to put him in press coverage often.
Yeah, I don't know.
So his strength is press coverage.
And you playing zone.
But you play a lot of off-man zone. And he's supposed to be your number one corner.
We ain't going to get in that. We
not going to – come on, man. But I'm just saying, you got a guy, bro, that is rated fifth. Heading into last week. So I don't know what his numbers is now. But heading into last week, fifth highest graded press cover corner in the league.
Yeah.
That's big. But he's continuously playing off-man zone coverage.
Yeah. I don't know. That's personnel, man. But I guess maybe the NFL's up for it. They all in it, cahoots with giving up the draws. Because I swear, if you passing the ball, man, ain't you doing whatever you want to do.
Magic City, man. Just like
it's for real.
Look, before we get into our picks, Bill O'Brien's finally fired. Whew, Jesus Christ. I know you should never call for another man's job, but my God.
I mean, I wouldn't say I think it wasn't because of his record, because they always was in contention in the playoffs. It's just I just think his demeanor of the team was just it's time to go.
Listen, you trade Marcellus Wiley said this. Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins had to separate for them both to get paid. And I don't think that should happen. You got one of the premier wide receivers on your team. Mm-hmm. And you trade him because you felt that you couldn't pay him. No, you find a way to pay him. You stop paying some of these other bumps, but you pay him. It's just that simple.
You take away Watson's favorite receiver or him their only receiver, and you expect for them to be productive. It's his just morale of the team. It was time for him to go. Record-wise, he's not a bad coach. They winning damn near every year. They've won damn near that division multiple times with him as a head coach. He just couldn't get over that hump. They was up again, man, in the playoffs by 28 points, and they choked it off. They pulled the Falcons. Okay, we just gonna call it what it is. They pulled the Falcons. Okay, you blew the lead. You up by a lot, and you just give it up without no hands, ifs, or buts, and then you let them score damn near 40 on you. That's tough. All right, that's real.
At least the Falcons, they didn't let the game get out of hand. Y'all went to overtime, and y'all held it together, but.
They gave up 40 straight unanswered points, and that was pretty bad. That was really bad. But it was time for him to go, man. It was time for him to go. I wonder who's going to be the coach. I thought when Bill O'Brien got fired, I thought that we was going to fire Quinn. But again, like I said, our owner, I'm not invested in it no more. But let's get into these picks before we wrap up the show, man. What we got for the picks, man? Because I think I lost. How many games did I lose?
You lost one because the Steelers and Titans got postponed.
Which ones did I win?
You only won one. You won the Saints and Lions. And I won the Colts, Bears, and Chiefs, Patriots.
So you won two?
Yeah, I won 2-1 this week.
And I won 1-2 then. So I lost two.
No. Yeah, you lost two.
Yeah, I was like, how I lose one then? That don't make sense. One of them shouldn't count based off the technicality of Cam Newton got hurt. We didn't know Cam Newton was going to catch COVID. So, because that game wouldn't have been on our picks if he got COVID. But I'm going to give you that.
But would that game not have been on, like, say, for example, God forbid he had got hurt in the first place, so would have been.
No, that's different. He played and he got hurt. He didn't actually even play in that game. So we went with that top pick because if Cam Newton wasn't playing, we wouldn't have went with New England and the Chiefs as a top pick of the week. We know that. That don't make sense. We know that even though the game was close, if Cam Newton would have played and he got hurt, then that's different because he played in that game. I can't control that. But he got COVID before the game even happened. So we should have tabled that game just like we tabled the Pittsburgh Steelers and Titans game, and we only should have went 1-1. But I give you that. I give you that. Your record is pretty atrocious right now. So right now you're 6-9.
Yeah, I'm creeping.
I'm 9-6.
Yeah, that's cool. All I need is a perfect week this week, and
you're not gonna get a perfect week on me. So let's go into this week. What we got for the picks? Man?
So we got Bears, Bucks. Mm-hmm. We're going to table Bills and Titans. We're going to table it. We're going to put that there. Maybe we'll just put it out there on the podcast if that game gets held up. Eagles, Steelers.
Okay.
Colts, Browns.
Okay.
And we got the rookie Herbert versus another vet and Drew Brees. So you went first last week.
No, you went first last week.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I got the middle two games.
No, because I got the last game. I didn't get the last game. You got the last game.
No, you picked the Steelers first. I have the Titans. You picked the Steelers first.
No, you picked the Steelers.
You picked the Saints.
Oh.
Remember, you picked the Saints.
I picked the Saints.
And then, you picked the Saints. And then I had the next two middle games, which was the Colts, Bears, and the Falcons. I mean, not the Falcons. The Colts, Bears, and Chiefs, Patriots. And then remember, the Steelers game was going to be on Monday night because we went in order of time.
No, I lost. The only game I won was
the Saints and Lions was the one because you picked first.
Oh, okay. All right.
Dang.
All right, man. So it's your pick. Let's get it, man.
All right. So I'm gonna go Bucks. I feel like the Bucks should beat the Bears. I mean, if they don't beat the Bears, then, that's just a bad loss.
I lost with him last week. I'm probably going to lose with him this week, but I got to go with Nick Foles. I still don't believe in Nick Foles. The Bears are not that good, and we're seeing that. But even though they didn't have a great game, the game was still close to a certain amount of degree. But hopefully they're going to be at home. Hopefully they can give Tom Brady an L. I don't know what's going to happen, but
help y'all out, y'all division.
I know it will help us out. So what's the next game?
The next game will be Eagles-Steelers.
Okay. I'm going Steelers. They had a week off. They're going to come ready to go, and I got to go with the Steelers. I picked them last week. They didn't get to play this week, so I'm going Steelers this week.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Shout out to the late Kobe Bryant. He was a big Eagles fan. So, Kobe. I remember when Day-Day had a pick, and he called on Granny. So I'm going to call on Kobe. Kobe, I need you, bro. Need you. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. So, yeah, I feel like it's only fair. So, I need Kobe from the heavens to go ahead and help out his Philadelphia Eagles. Help me help Wentz be a little better this week.
All right, and then who we got left? We got the Browns.
Colts and Browns. Hey, this is.
I don't think it's that easy. I don't think it's. I'm going Browns. Come on, man. The Browns are playing great football on both ends. They're doing what they need to do. ODB is that man, okay? And they know who the guy is now. There's no who's the top guy. They know. It's Odell Beckham. And he play Call of Duty. So I'm going with a gamer, and they're going to get that dub. So I'm already going to be 2-1. I'll say 2-1, and we know who you're going with for the last game, which is the Chargers.
First and foremost, let me just make this clear. the Colts have the number 1 rated defense in the league right now. People don't know that stat, but that's just cool.
Who have they played?
I don't give a damn if they play.
That matters.
Yeah, everybody get paid on the 1st and 15?
Yeah, they do. So, all right, it's cool. I still think that the Browns are playing great football, and they're going to beat the Colts.
Okay. Well, yeah, and then we got Chargers Saints. Honestly, I believe the Chargers can win this game. Honestly. Like.
But you're not going to pick them, man.
I'm not going to pick them, but.
You can do all that, man, but you know you ain't going to pick them, man. We know what you're going with.
Because honestly, it's one of those situations where I do, like, it would not shock me, where I'd be like, oh, damn, if the Chargers could win this game. Because Justin Sherbert is out here.
Justin Herbert is looking real good out there. Looking like a real.
Yeah, but here's is how he becomes Sherbert. Because what does ice cream do when it get a little hot?
It melts.
And what have the Chargers been doing every time it get a little hot?
They melt it. But it's not just them. It's the defense, too.
But you know how it is when you're the quarterback. We don't look at the defense. We don't look.
You're right. Hey, Herbert gonna stay colder than cold this Sunday. Oh, what happened, my man? Did you just get the McDonald connection? What happened to him? Hello? You there?
Nothing, but the man called me back. Is he back? Oh, I think he's back.
No, you was gone. I didn't get no.
On my end, you was gone.
Yeah, I think that was you. It had to be.
Whatever.
Yeah.
On my end, it was you. I couldn't see you. I'm talking. I couldn't see you.
So you got the Saints.
Got the Saints.
And my man Herbert is going to be cold because he's going to stay in the freezer this time.
He's going to stay in the freezer.
He's going to stay in the freezer. It's getting close to the winter.
Okay.
Herbert's about to bring home the dinner. Okay. Herbert is going to win me this game, and I'm going to go up. Oh my! If the Bears shock the world, I will go up 4-0. Oh man, my record's going to be looking immaculate by the end of this season. I just want you to know that my record is going to be looking immaculate by the end of this season, man. I'm just letting you know. I'm already up 3 games, so I'm never going to give up 3 games. So you never would catch me in none of the weeks because I would have broke even this week, but since the Titans didn't play and the Pittsburgh didn't play, that's why. But it's here nor there because we got things to do. We got places to be.
I can't.
Anyway, man, what you want to say before we get up out of here, man?
I just want to give a shout out to Charles Woodson, man. It was his birthday this week. Charles Woodson, one of the greatest corners of all time. He's part of the reason why I wear number 24. He's the sole reason why I'm a Michigan football fan. Part of the reason why, my name is Too Many Reasons, because he wore number 2 back in college, man. He's like, he's my Kobe of football, to put it the best way I can. So shout out to C. Wood, man, his birthday this past week.
Yeah, happy birthday to my Mr. Wood. Mr. Woodson, man. God damn. Let me get up out of here, man. Hey, y'all stay blessed. We may be coming back with NBA Finals being done. And we're definitely going to be coming back with me having a better record than Reasons, okay? But we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Y'all stay blessed. Always remember to talk that talk, and we'll see y'all when we see y'all. Peace.